channel. In this video I'm going to show you how to play the guitar solo from Ozzy's Shot in the Dark. Now, this was from the 1986 album The Ultimate Sin, which was the final album, the second and final album to feature Jakey Lee on guitar. Now before we get started, it's really important that you tune your guitar down 1/2 step, just like they did in the original song. So E becomes E flat, A becomes A flat, D becomes D flat, etc. You know the drill. And then finally, we are going to answer that question. For the final phrase of the solo, was Jake fast picking, or was he tapping with his pick, or was it somewhere in between? Stay tuned to find out. Let's jump on into it. Section 1 goes like this. Now here it is slowly, and then we'll break it down into bite-sized pieces. Alright, now I really love this lick. It's got a very bluesy feel to it. Well, he does throw in the G note. Well, sorry, we're tuned down 1/2 step, G flat, which gives it more of an Aeolian vibe. Kind of a Randy Rhoads thing to mix it up like that. But I love the feel of this this lick. So at the beginning, you've got that, right, with a very wide vibrato. Right? So it's pretty straightforward. I would practice it slowly until you get it up to the right speed. Section 2 goes like this. Slowly. My advice with that one is when you're going through the first couple of notes, the first 6 notes that are palm muted, you want to give it a staccato kind of choppy feel to it. You don't want to let it ring like... You want to kind of stop every note after you play it. Right? Give it that choppy feel before going into the... Okay? The next section. Slowly. Now the tabs on that one are pretty self-explanatory. Just keep in mind when you get up there to do those 7th fret G note followed by 7th fret B notes that happen toward the end, make sure you don't blend those together, okay? And you don't want to make it sound like... I mean, you can, but you want to try to lift your finger off the strings right after you play them, so it kind of silences it like this. If you can. If it rings, it's not a huge deal, but you want to try to separate those notes. Alright, now we get to that final section. We're going to answer that question, because a lot of times people will simply pick those notes. Or sometimes they'll tap with their pick. Right? But the truth is actually somewhere in between. So as I normally do when I learn these solos, and this is a solo that I didn't know from back in the day, I had to learn this one from scratch, but I always assumed when I listened to it that he was doing the pick tapping, right? If you watch live videos of Jake playing this, and here's a few excerpts on the screen right now, you can see one, this is recently, a couple of years ago with the Red Dragon Cartel. You can see he's doing this motion like this. Okay, and then here's another piece of footage from way back, 1986, but it's very brief and quick. It's hard to find a video of Jake doing this live, but you can see he's doing a motion like this. And when I saw that for the first time, I thought, wait, is he just picking it? But if you listen very carefully, it's kind of a hybrid between pick tapping and picking. What he's doing is, instead of tapping straight down on it, he's actually taking his pick and he's holding it perpendicular to the strings, and he's doing like a tapping kind of pick motion. It's kind of like a hybrid motion where he's coming down onto the strings, and it's like a hybrid of the two. You see what I'm doing? It almost acts like you're picking and tapping with the pick in a hybrid type of motion, if that makes sense. And I've only seen 2 people on YouTube, after watching countless videos of people doing this. 2 people get it right. It was 2 guys in Japan. I don't know their names off the top of the head, but there's a lot of big Jakey Lee fans over there. They got it right. Everyone else either just, or they pick tap it, but it's actually that hybrid technique. Alright, that was my lesson showing you how to play the guitar solo from Ozzy's Shot in the Dark. If you found it informative and helpful, feel free to subscribe, hit that thumbs up button, and leave a comment down below. It all means something. If you have any questions, leave them down below, and I will answer all as time allows. Until next time, rock on.